All right, what do we have here? 10 versus oh dear. Why 3-3?
No reason why not to. So I just did it.
Oh,
AI says it's good.
um, okay.
Anyway,
You
it's
have
a
the
con
wrong person
it
reviewing your game because you're in for an earful.
it's a common
It is, you're right. I absolutely agree. It is very common. You're absolutely right. I'll even go ahead and say it's an even result when all of the considerations are completely taken into account. And we're going to go over that very, very quickly right now. For example, this is Joseki. You know, you have Sente, right? Yes, you do. Fantastic. So what you just gained for yourself is, let's say, 8. I'll be generous and say 10. We don't really know it's 10 yet because there are possibilities for your opponent to be a jerk later, for example, and do something like this, unless you go to Ko, in which case we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. It's not a lot of points.
how
But
much does he lose though?
here's the thing. Because it's equal, we know that your opponent will get equal to what you have here. So let's say 10 points on the other side. That's fantastic. But what you're saying when you play this, if my opponent goes for more, I know how to get in there and stop that. Because this, if your opponent gets this, it's not equal anymore. If your opponent gets to reduce or gets to expand off what he's just built, he will easily get twice or more off of what you've played. And the problem with Qs especially, and not even just Qs, like I legit straight up got to 8 Don the first time because 7 and 8 Dons were having trouble reducing the influence that they were giving me. Like I only got there because I was getting 3-3'd. And then I would get influence and they would struggle to take it away. Because as you can see here, if your opponent gets this, you can't let that happen, which means you're going to be playing point blank against thickness. And especially at VDK, you really can't do that. Like even at high down level, it's really, really tough to do that. So we're getting very few points in exchange for the influence. And I actually have a video that's on my YouTube channel. I'm not sure if you follow me or not, but I go over step by step what the AI wants you to do here and what they want you to do to follow up to get rid of this. And the skill set needed for it is just too high, in my opinion. Like I barely even play this in my own games. So that said, right now, if you lose this game, it might come down to something as simple as that. Also, that said, in my opinion, white blocked the wrong way. He should block to the open side and force you to go to a diagonal game or something. But that's a little thing. This is also a bad thing for white. He's allowing you to approach here and keep him low. This should be a 3-4 or a 4-4 facing this kind of way. So this is also this is definitely a bad move. Your approach is good. This one not so much. Typical Joseki is this one, and we should be absolutely thrilled to death to get this because you can see all of the low stones. Even if he plays like a high one here and you get to back off, this is still fantastic because the bottom is still completely open and we're getting to build on the left-hand side. In the future, go away, white. We can even play something like here and feed this territory to him because he can't keep responding like this because the left-hand side is just growing too big in exchange for, you know, an area that's like, what is this? 3, 6, 9,
You're saying
12?
that's the way I should have played it, is like that?
Yeah. Because I'm seeing it, you're cutting on the inside here, which is very unusual. Like, I'm not sure what we're trying to get here. Oh, you're trying to live again in the corner. So I guess you were trying to go here into here. Is that right?
Yep.
Again, same thing. Right now we are going, okay, aside from the fact that it's possible to just die here, let's assume that you could not get killed. And your opponent played here, and we go into essentially a 3. Oops, you're right, that is Sente again. I need to get rid of Sente. Here, 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 here. So on this board, I actually like white a lot better because I see a lot of places that white can develop and black not so much. Like we have 2 walls here for white, and we have to reduce multiple parts of the board. That said, again, this is too aggressive. The minute you play here, your opponent's going to play this one. And then we've got to try to do this into this. But the thickness there, even the AI will like white better than black in this situation because the thickness is on both sides of the board, even if it's Sente. Yoink. Because right now with black's opening stones, again, we can see that we just gained maybe 15 points. White has Comey, so that's 6. So can white make less than? Yeah, white can make way more than 10 points to equal this. And the outside, it's just going to be, it's going to be pretty bad. Unfortunately, he did Atari. That's giving you very, very nice shape. I would personally come out because if I can keep my opponent low, he can't win. His win condition is the middle. If I stay in the middle with a thick group that he just gave me, I'll probably win the game.
Okay.
White doesn't know his win condition, unfortunately, so he's giving you the influence. This is actually good for you. Now you can expand along the right-hand side, and I think black is about done this game. Or white is, sorry. Yeah. Take away his extension, grab your own, and that's huge. Because both of your walls are facing the same side, but you got the extension before he did. So we have to ask ourselves, where can white make territory? That's the bottom of the board only. But when does he make the territory there? I mean, like any move here is just going to be way too slow, you know? So this is where we really want to, if I was to recommend for white, this is where we'd really want to see direction of play. Hane here is slightly better when you want to make this change in direction, because he can't do this. But I don't think the change of direction is warranted here. I do kind of like this one. And then just get an extension again. Like I think the biggest thing on the board right now is just this. First person to grab their extension is going to be really well off. Okay, that's not bad. Again, I grabbed the extension from my enclosure because the enclosure is kind of like a wall, so it could just extend from it. If he takes this, I don't care about that either. You know what? I'll even back off from it. I'll even back all the way to here.
Yeah, I was trying to, I've been told to be careful of my cutting points right now. And so I was trying to make sure I didn't leave a cutting point.
Very, very true. Very, very true. Unfortunately, this shape that we're making here is a very light shape that we're going to use to just like outbuild our opponent. We're going to get damaged here. It's not a, yeah, I would label it not as a basic position, but as long as we treat it lightly, we should be fine. If we invest kind of like you wouldn't, for example, want to play here right now, right? Because you expect to get pincered. Something like that happening.
Okay.
Same thing here. If we connect solidly, we're going to get pincered and then we have to run away, which is just kind of awkward.
Well, I don't know, this is probably totally wrong, but what I was thinking about was if you pincered, then I would extend out at E5.
Mhm.
And then I was going to look at the possibility of the ladder going across. And then, and if he did that, made a base, then I was going to go to C14 and I would have so I had a plan, but I don't know that it was a good plan, but that's my,
Okay, cool. First up, you don't talk about the ladder at all because this is a cut. So if you Atari here and he plays there, you can just keep doing this. He can't win.
Okay,
It'd be weird to play. Or you could, for example, actually like on this board legitimately, if he cut you, I would consider just giving them up.
Oh yeah, and I don't mind that either. So, but I didn't see that that ridiculous.
Yeah, like right here, it just goes like straight to your wall on the upper right. So this is fine. And you are right about that. But even before that, if he tries to cut there, you could just go ahead and retake. Here, this is good. A little passive. Again, the cut is fine, goes to you. Honestly, even if it didn't, I wouldn't care. Because if we get here and then we connect back here and he kills your 2 stones. Okay, bye 2 stones. See ya. Like the upper right is just so large. I don't care if he's going after something small like 2 stones. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Cool.
that's kind of, a lot of this is kind of my way, the way I like to think. So I like what you're saying.
Cool. Small move. You can defend this or not if you want. You could actually play something, maybe not there. This one so he can't attack you. Something like this one. Just make sure he can't get any kind of extension.
Yeah,
okay, you
yeah.
played
See
there.
what I was looking at too. I decided not to play over there, but I
Mhm.
was looking at that peep at P5 as a possibility. So not right away, but I thought that I might make something on the right and then do the peep, and so I decided I could go ahead and go on the left.
I
And then
love that you said not right away. A lot of people, and again, this is all the way up to Don level, play this entirely too soon because the peep is usually a scam. Like black does not want to cut here right now and risk being killed. So usually 2 is responded to in Sente, and then white can just jump away. And we still don't actually want to peep that because we're the weak group here. As the cut is done.
if he did it that way, then actually, if I did do that, I would have to basically consider ignoring my stone there and
Yeah.
build elsewhere. That would be my intent.
Yeah.
I've studied it a little bit, so I kind of know, but I'm sure I'm not good because I'm only somewhere around 8Q level.
Right. So that's why I like that you were saying not right away, and you'd be doing something like this first. That way, if you go away, white, if you were contemplating something like this, you've blocked the extension already. So it is a much stronger move.
Yeah.
This is okay. Theoretically, I'd be tempted to make a 2 space. The reason for that is I want to eliminate as many invasion points as possible. I'm worried here that there might be an invasion point here. There might be an attach up to here, and then he can start putting these stones together to actually get life. So if I'm going to pick an invasion point, I do it here, and then there's only this side that he can invade on. Or I'm going to do something over in here, and there's only this point that he can invade on. But I want to try to control where my opponent is going to try to invade me.
Okay.
Here is a little weird, actually. You could attach underneath that. Yeah, I don't see where this is.
Well,
really
yeah,
going.
my opinion there, I knew I could attach underneath, but my opinion had to do with I didn't really care, but I wanted to have the top be completely sewed up, and he would have to play some more on the top to even get anything, and that stone would be sitting in the wrong place.
Okay,
so that was what I was thinking.
Okay, that works. It feels a little bit small to me. I'm still eyeing this one, obviously. I'm now eyeing.
I sort of thought he had to respond or risk losing those 2 stones and making it so I get an extra like 15
Yeah,
points.
that's kind of why I'm also eyeing this one.
Okay.
Because I don't think he can let you Atari here because suddenly you've expanded across the entire board.
Right. Oh, that's
so this
good.
seems like it's Sente. And once we get into that discussion, how is he gonna Hane? Like, when's he ever gonna block? I don't think he can answer this.
He has to go across and make for at least 4 stones worth, I think, to J17.
Yeah, I really don't see this and this ever connecting.
And then I felt he was too small. That's what I'm just talking, so I don't know.
I'm wondering about the value of C14 before this move. Yeah, how big is that?
It helps because like I mentioned, there's an invasion point here still.
So that's why I'm thinking about it. I feel like that's a big move right now and like a good timing too. So I'm just wondering, what's your opinion?
Yeah, it might be. For me, it feels awkward because it feels like it should have been played. Oops, it should have been played here now
Ah, I
if I
see.
was going to play it. So
You,
now that I've
you,
opted
do you
not to
think
play
that
it,
I would be, my fear in this, is that I knew about that move. That's
Mhm.
perfectly normal move.
right?
But my
You're worried about your
fear,
corner.
yeah, I felt that that I'm playing it too soon.
All right, let's say worst case scenario, he lives in your corner. Here, here. Uh, there, he's alive. The
Right.
problem is he's forfeited like any chance of invading that left-hand side now. And now I'll probably, I mean, if I'm black at this point, I don't know, I might just go and extend as far as I can. I might go and extend this side because essentially at this point, all of this area is being built on now. It's just going across the board.
By black, yeah.
Yeah. So
And
I
this is
kind
what I
of view
was,
him invading you as a bit of a win
okay.
because it's just going to keep sealing
Yeah,
you
I-
and giving you Sente, so you get to keep building. And if he just keeps invading, he's not going to win. It's impossible from that position because he just won't make any points if he's just constantly trying to reduce. Because this is barely 20 points.
yeah,
So if he invades again, another 2 points. If he invades again, another 2 points. It's just not going to be enough.
right.
That I will admit, that idea is Don level thinking. So if you feel like that's a little bit too complicated for you, and it just makes more sense, that's completely fine as long as you're not leaving weaknesses behind. Like that's the most important thing. As long as you're avoiding the weaknesses, that's great. And to that end, I would insist on choosing something between here or here to leave fewer weaknesses behind. And then whether you accept the higher level idea of why I want to connect under or not, or be fine being invaded or not. I mean, you could make that decision.
Yeah, that's one of my downfalls. They tell me is I try to do too much high level stuff. So
I would say it depends on what the high level stuff is. The bottom right hand corner, for example, I view as high level because of what all goes into the consideration of the 3-3. Little things like just getting Sente and expanding, I don't view as high level because that's just knowing when you have Sente and then taking the next biggest point on the board. And to me,
Okay.
there's nothing more basic than that.
Okay.
So here he's trying to live. Retro. I think that's a little bit too early. Does he respond? He does respond. Okay. Again, I like the idea better of playing this first. Oh, easy defense for you. Okay, you gave that up. Nice. Largest point on the board. You've got the top. He unfortunately did live on the right, but he has no territory to speak of. So I guess just Hane. Yeah, that's what I don't really see going anywhere. I'd probably play here. Just cut him off and see where he wants to go.
I like that actually.
Here, I'll probably take just to make sure there's no weird Atari here later on, which we might have with like this. That might be endgame. Oh, he's doing it now. Okay, well. Oh. I don't like that one so much because I can ladder right now if he extends. If I drop down ones, I know I can't. It gets a little bit more awkward because now I have to read, well, if I don't take, like, what's my answer here? I can't do this one. So I do have to take. I don't want to. So right now I have Sente. So I'm done with this position. I will go back and cut him off here probably.
Okay, that's good.
Or if I didn't want to attack, I might either just move up from here, or I might.
Yeah, if I was going for the middle,
Poke
I would
there.
be looking at something like 010.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my first thought. Then
Okay, I think it's a little bit on the slow side. I want to keep a little bit of pressure on the middle group if I I can. So
Okay.
I'd be a 2 space or maybe even a 3 space.
Ooh,
Because if I
okay.
can force him to play this, I'll be happy. And then I can just maybe use a 05 a little bit more. I'm kind of wondering if you get to play this one at all in this game.
I
Because
think
your
I do.
opponent's not alive here. So I'm curious to see when that comes up. Oh, he's trying to live there. And he's trying to live there. Okay. That's weird. Okay. Uh-huh. I'd go ahead and turn just to make sure that I know that he's playing this one. If he plays
Okay.
here, I'll play here again because of the Ataris. Same thing here. It gets awkward that I got those forcing moves in. So I'm just kind of checking to see if I have free moves or not. Since he probably doesn't want you to honey at head of 2 stones after this kind of thing. Because now you just connect up easy. So yeah, I'll play that just to see if I get the forcing moves. And then I actually want to attack. That's kind of my default state, actually. Because I recognize that this
Can
down
you
in
get a,
here
can I
isn't
get
alive
away
yet.
with B 13 or no?
We don't really need to play B13. If we play here, we are threatening to kill, which is nice.
No, excuse me. I didn't mean B13. I meant B11. I was reading it back.
That one I don't like because it's Gote. Otherwise, he plays the Hanigas Knight. I would play here because it's a threat. I can play or not B13 later, but for now, I'm actually going to go ahead and play here. This is a high level idea because I'm looking at his cutting points and I'm trying to get forcing moves. Now, the why this is a high level idea is because I don't care if he lives locally here. If he does something like this, that's completely fine to me because my real goal is the other side. I'm getting a wall to attack the right-hand side. I doubt you can do that yet, but it is something to look to strive towards because this is an easy sort of basic splitting attack that we're performing here. We're cutting the left off from the right. Then when we have Sente, we're enclosing.
Yeah, I'm kind of playing like stuff that people play me and what I'm thinking about that I don't think I ever accomplished, but was having 2 lines and he's lives small between me on the, so I have 1 line in the middle and 1 line on the left, and he manages to live in there, but I got the top and the left and the, and you know, I have plenty of points, I thought. So that, you know, that's what I was thinking.
I see. Right now, I'm very concerned that he's building the center. Where's yeah, I am very concerned because if he plays here and you have to run these stones out, okay, that wouldn't make sense, but oh well, let's just play it out. Then suddenly he gets the middle, where again, just a moment ago, we could see the exact reverse of that, where he's about to die in the middle.
Right.
So, and how we know we should be focusing on the middle is pretty straightforward. We've done corners. The sides are pretty much all taken care of. So the only place left to look at is right there in the center of the board. So that should definitely be our driving focus right now. That's nice, easy corner, side, center. Instead, we're like doing endgame corner stuff. It's giving rise to some weaknesses. Oh, hello. Lucky. Yeah, I like it. I mean, I'm curious. Do I get to cut? I'm guessing he's going to play here, but if he does that one, you'll notice that has its own problem of everything dying. So if he can't play there, and he has to connect out, that's gonna get awkward.
Yeah, I was trying to squeeze him somehow. If I don't know.
Okay. Getting in. I'd draw back, keep my connection nice and solid. If we Atari him, he might Atari us back and cut off our stone.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, he got a little bit too much territory in the middle of the board. We kind of took our eye off that large point, unfortunately. And I guess we're just in endgame now. Not sure that's really worth any points. This is worth endgame points because he can't honey without getting into a huge co that he probably doesn't want to get into. So he has to fall back. The throw-ins don't matter, obviously, because there's not enough liberties. This is just all nice and dead. So we get all of that nicely forced. So that's good forcing moves. Unfortunately, that's probably the end of your end game. That's the bulk of it, I'm afraid. There's a little bit of over in here stuff, seeing what's there. Maybe the extend down there. I think that's gonna cover it. Oh, you got it, good. Got to connect up, which is also good. Yeah, no surprises in endgame. I'm not seeing any cuts that come back to haunt. Okay. Any questions?
No. I mean, you answered a lot more than I thought I would get, actually. So that's pretty good. So is it okay? Was it okay game? That's all I really want to know.
It was all right. I just had a few things that I'm worried about again, because I see a lot right now of with the AI variations, there's a lot of emphasis on the corners and middle is kind of being missed. And that's kind of what I saw a little bit in here. He has middle where he should have been vulnerable in the center. Yeah, there's just not enough focus on the center points right now. Because I mean, that's the bulk of his territory, to be honest. Like he got how much in here? You got like almost 25 points in center of the board. That's a lot. But yeah, overall, not bad game.
Okay.